Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessTrader.com nightly wrap-up show, weekend update show. If everybody is doing well, we are 4 days away from Christmas, so I try to get ahead of everything, try to wish everybody an early happy, Merry Christmas. If you celebrated Hanukkah, happy belated Hanukkah. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, happy upcoming Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate, hope God and your loved ones will continue to be in your heart. Enjoy them as long as you can, because again, we only have one life, so we don't get any do-overs. Guys, all I ask is thank you very much for tuning in. If you can just take a moment out, support the channel, click that like button, and hopefully, again, I will continue to do my best. So we enter the final, 10 days or so, right? 8, 9 days, whatever it is. We only have X amount of trading days left. We go into Monday's session, 1 year to date. The QQQs, the NASDAQ 100, up 20%, which is absolutely great, right? It was absolutely great. Roaring bull markets that it had. A lot of hiccups along the way. Sure. We've seen now in the last, just month and a half, we've seen the 50-day moving average get lost. We've seen the 50-day moving average reclaimed, not once, but twice on both sides. And you clearly see now what happens when those levels are reclaimed and what happens when those levels are lost. The only question is, once they get reclaimed, once they lost, how long are they going to stay in that direction? That's why it's so very, very important to have the proxy right in front of you, so above the 50-day is a green light, below the 50-day is a red light. And just in the last week, right? In the last week, we saw the QQQs go from 613 all the way down to 603 trading sessions, and you thought, this is it, right? There's no coming back from this one. Christmas is canceled, and next thing you know, we had this massive rally. Right back, we reclaim back that 613 level, and not only do we reclaim back the 50, we reclaim back the 10-day as a whole. And again, if you've been trading with me for it's 16 going on to 17 years that I've been hosting this platform, or just kind of watching the video, you kind of know first close above the 50-day. That's a good thing, and that's exactly what we had here. And the funny thing is, with all this volatility and all this aggressiveness, then the Qs were only up 0.5% for the week, just to show you how aggressive the market has been. But if you are a trader, right, this has been a phenomenal trading atmosphere. You got both sides of the market. You get the green light above you get the red light below. And you just trade the strongest name based on option flow. And now going into the last, kind of the last stride of the year, let's see, right? Let's see if the bulls can stretch this out over the next, what does it say, is December 20th. We got 11 calendar days left. Let's see in the next 11 calendar days if the bulls can start really getting aggressive and getting back up to all-time highs. If you look at the SPY, right, SPY gave back the 50-day moving average on Wednesday and reclaimed it back on Thursday, and we are just right underneath the 10-day moving average. I'm just going to give you guys the levels. Again, we got 11 days left. I'm trying to help everybody out as much as I can for all the people who've been dedicated watchers or have been following me on other platforms. As you can see here, 81 has been rejected several times. 681 is the December 16th highs. 681 is Friday's highs. That is the 10-day supply. The 10-day moving average has been with me for many, many years. You kind of know that it is the birth of the trade. All the SPYs need to do is just get back above 681, and you can have a really, really aggressive move up. IWM has been pretty strong over the last month or so. Never lost the 50-day moving average on the last move down with the SPY and the QQQ. I'm going to give you the level for the IWM as well. As you can see here, it's gotten rejected now 4 times in a row below the 10-day moving average. All it needs to do is get above this 250, 220 level. It's actually got rejected 250, 220 back-to-back days last week into the 10-day supply. All it needs to do is reclaim back that 250, 220 area, and the IWM, along with pretty much of all speculation money, can go higher. And obviously, last but not least, is the QQQs. QQQs, again, reclaim back 613. All it needs to do now is get back above the same kind of scenario here. Just get back above this whole supply of the 10-day moving average. Above 16, 617.80, 618 level should really set the rocket to this ship. So again, good job by the bulls. Aggressive month and a half of trading. As of right now, Bitcoin, as of Saturday at around 2 o'clock, it is around 88,000, a little more aggressive. Can't really get its own footing yet, but it's kind of been surviving the 80s for a while. Let's see if the bulls can come back and get that to higher prices. But overall, man, great market. Really, really great market, two-sided market. Again, if you've been struggling in your career, kind of get your footing. Guys, we've been having this holiday kick the tires event for since Halloween. Since not Halloween, since Thanksgiving. You got literally about 11 calendar days to take advantage. If you plan on joining us for 2026, like so many of you guys have come aboard in 2025, kick the tires. Might as well, man. Kick the tires. See if it's a good fit for you. I'm going on almost my 27th year. Jesus, I'm getting old. My 27th year. At some point it just becomes like putting on socks, putting on a t-shirt, and at some point you get numb to all the emotion. It's not going to happen the first 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but eventually when it does click, it clicks pretty aggressively. So if all you guys are interested, again, click the link below and I will see all the new faces for the last couple of moments of 2025. So let's discuss individual stocks. Ironically, not everything did participate. If you look at the pivots from Friday, we talked about PLTR on Wednesday's video. Again, had a 7-day distribution. PLTR and Tesla were the only two on Wednesday's video. There were, at least the stocks that I follow, obviously there's some other stocks that were above the 50-day moving average. PLTR had a really, really aggressive distribution channel for about 7 days. 188.50 needs basically to build. Here it was 188.50. Took out this whole range here, confirmed the 190.40 highs, and closed pretty much within $1 of the highs of the day. Traded all the way up to 195. Notable, January call buyers is still coming in for north of the $200 call. So big, beautiful breakout on PLTR. Tesla, I was watching. Tesla did not participate. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. Doesn't mean that this is a red flag. Tesla had a really, really great December, right? I think we could all agree with that. The stock reclaimed the 50-day moving average on December the 2nd at 436, and the stock is within $12, $13 of its all-time high that it set earlier in the week. I'm not mad at it. It was a little interesting that it didn't participate in Friday's rally, but I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with it. It's still putting in 3 days in a row of higher lows, hugging the 5-day moving average. All it needs to do is just, the longer it continues to go sideways, the higher probability it will absolutely go bananas with everything else if the market continues to hold its gains. What I'd like to see this week is the return of the $500 either weekly or end of the year buyers with aggression, peppering the same expiration. That is usually the sign that the stock will run up. So obviously it is continuously building above the 50-day, hugging the 5-day moving average, short-term support. All it needs to do is just wait, right? Just wait. And you never know. You never know what day the stock can just go absolutely out of its mind. Amazon, right? Let's talk about Amazon. So Amazon really didn't participate on Friday either, considering how strong the rally was. But here is the good news, right? The good news is in the last couple of days, it's bumping against the 50-day moving average, right? What does that mean? Well, let's refer back to November 24th. When it finally got back above the 50-day moving average, it put in a run from 227 to 239 in 3 days. As you can see here, the last 2 days, it's been hugging the 50-day moving average. Once it gets back above, we could see some really, really aggressive moves coming in that as well. Let's look at Apple, right? Apple, not out of the woods. It held the 50-day moving average on Thursday. It needs a little bit more work. It's not really, look, if the market goes up, is it going to go up as well? Sure. But it has a lot more work to do. As you can see, it's below the 20 and the 10-day moving average. So it's going to need to chop down some of the trees to get a little bit more exposure. You got Google, right? You got Google that had a really, really big run and had a really, really aggressive decline. It's kind of like the Apple chart. It's still below short-term intermediate supply. So it's going to really need to reclaim back like the 20-day supply to really get it going. So it definitely has some work to do. NVIDIA, right? Reason why I bring up NVIDIA had a really, really big run, right? We were ready for this thing on two-sided setup. You had 176.15 rejected twice. Obviously, doesn't make a difference about on the short side. So 176.15 needed to build, and NVIDIA went nuts, man. NVIDIA went really, really nuts. It reclaimed back. Here's a 76.15. It reclaimed back the 5-day moving average. Most important part is it sliced through like 3 or 4 different supply zones. Obviously, the stock is still well below. It's still about $5-6 below the 50-day moving average. But again, it doesn't really matter if we start continuously grinding towards the end of the year. It's just going to slowly but surely start accumulating these supply zones and eventually reclaim back the 50-day moving average for a really, really potentially exaggerated move, right? So that's that there. AMD obviously didn't get to the downside. Here's it. Here's the Q trade, right? QQQ for all you guys who trade the ETFs. And again, not everybody trades the ETFs, but 613 is basically reclaiming back the 50-day moving average. And as you can see here, the QQQs, again, they went crazy, right? So here's the 613. Here's the 613 highs, reclaimed back the 613. Stock basically, the ETF basically traded and closed at the highs above the 10-day moving average. And now we have a beeline all the way back up to the 629 highs that it put in 2 weeks ago. So big move on the QQQs. Some other names that we are watching, right? We are watching, and at least some commentary for those names. Let me see my list here. Let's talk about the aerospace stocks, right? Let's put beta to the side for a second. Aerospace names were very, very strong, right? And if you do your chart work this weekend, you'll notice that the aerospace defense names are probably the ones that are standing out the most with the cleanest charts. Let me give you guys some names. Look at RKLB, right? You got a massive, massive breakout here. Massive breakout. Actually, the breakout started on December the 8th, reclaimed, came back in, tested it, and put in a big expansion candle because this thing started attacking the October highs. Absolutely. Look at Fly. I'm not really familiar with the company, but this thing is coming off of a dead bottom. Looks like a recent IPO that came into the market this year. This is the first close above the 50-day moving average. If it can reclaim back Friday's highs, you can get a secondary move. Lunar, another aerospace name. Look at the expansion, guys. Traded 44 million shares on Friday. Watch the continuation this week, either Monday or Tuesday, if it does indeed rest on Monday. And again, this is not the last one. It's just I'm not going to go through a million of these aerospace names. But look at a stock like PL. We saw some 22, some 25 short-term expiration. Coal buying came in. Looks great. Just looks great. So if the aerospace stocks rest, okay, keep these 4 on your list for Tuesday. If the aerospace stocks have a second day potential run, just watch these stocks. Again, there's plenty of others, but these are the ones that I found with the biggest liquidity, with the biggest average true range. Other than that, look for a continuation on PLTR. Let's see if Amazon can reclaim back the 50-day moving average. Let's watch if Tesla, right? And again, Tesla is just a walking, sleeping giant, right? It's just resting. They're not resting below the 20. They're resting on top of the 5. The 5-day moving average, the short-term sentiment. So if they could reclaim back last week's highs, up, and away. So guys, Hopefully everybody is doing well. If you are interested in pivots and you are planning to join us, take advantage of the last couple of days of 2025. And I would love to expose to you the wonderful world of pivots. Guys, have a great weekend, everybody. God bless, and I'll see you on the field on Monday.